Hey, welcome everybody. Thought we would do a quick unboxing and a shootout today. So here we've got the Gator Frameworks bass drum amp mic stand, and you can see that. Also have the Samson mini boom stand, MB1 from Samson, and bought both of these mic stands from B&H, which is my favorite place to go to as of late. They do a great job, and we live in a state that gives a rebate on the Paybu card. So I think we'll just open these up here and see what's inside, and assemble these and hang a mic off of them real quick and go from there. So I have not seen these before, so and in no way being paid for either of these. I'm getting ready to do some recording projects and just kind of getting my home studio set back up, and kind of need some new mic stands, and so we'll see what we got here. I need something specifically to mic these cabinets that you see in front of me, and also a kick drum. So I have to say right off the bat that the Samson, the Gator box, even though it was smaller, felt a little heavier than the Samson. And I'd have to say, I think that'll go about 2.5 or 3 pounds. It's made out of metal, and looks like it will set pretty well in one direction. So let's see what we got here. Probably just dispense with that. And so we'll see what we've got here. My first impression is, I'll throw up a screenshot real quick. So the Samson mic stand was a little over $24, I think, and the Gator mic stand was about $38. So the Gator is a little more expensive. It appears to be pretty good. So that is continuous. There's no detent in there. So kind of tighten that down real quick. And let's see, this is almost a chicken or the egg kind of thing. This is a good way to screw up the threads on your mic stand. If you've never done that, then you probably haven't put too many mic stands together. But, so I'd have to say that's pretty good. And overall, so adjustability wise, looks like we've got a little bit. This is a single piece, so obviously goes this way, not the other. So cable management clip, and this is just a single boom arm here, which I have a rule here close by. This is an 18-inch rule, and so you can see that's just right at 18 inches. So, and it looks like it will go from the floor. So let's see. Looks like you've got about 3.5 inches of adjustability there. So, of course, we've got to get that screwed down there. Get the stop up, and we'll fine tune that in a little bit. So, so far so good. It feels like I'm not having to overstress that. So, we'll hang a mic on it here in a minute. Actually, one of my favorite condenser mics, so hopefully it doesn't crash. Let's take a look at the Samson, and let's see. We've got an empty box. Look at that. So now you know why the box is bigger. So there's some cardboard. There's some more cardboard, and that's it for that. Set this over here. So get in here. to say, this is metal, cast iron. It's fairly substantial. It does not have the Gator stand has obviously got an orientation that it needs to be placed in. And the Samson stand is more of a tripod. So, mic comes with a mic clip. That's nice. And you can see that the footprint on this is about 10 inches. Footprint on the Gator is about 8 inches by 4.5 inches. So, we have some accessories here. So, get rid of the packing. So this, one of the least used things in audio, it's a stand adapter. I have never, ever in my life seen a 3/8 mic clip, but maybe someday. God knows I have plenty of adapters for them if I ever do see one. So, boom arm, all seems to be packaged nice. A cable management clip here holding some bubble wrap on. And yeah, this is a fairly decent looking boom arm, about roughly the same size. Yeah, single. Oh no, this is 1, 2. So boy, look at that. So can you see? Now my thing's not going to measure that, but that is 18 plus about 12 more. So if size matters to you, then you may like this boom arm. So it feels generally equivalent to the other one. Seems like it's about the same build quality. So let's put the stand together here. And then see about the range of adjustability. About the same, I'd say, roughly. Maybe just a little bit more on the Samson stand. So I like that. We'll get them side by side here in just a minute. So you can see everything going together very well here. This tightened up. And so you can see here, as these start to come together, that there are some differences. Not necessarily making one better than the other, but probably making them more useful for certain situations. So you can see, while the Samson stand probably has more flexibility or more height, it is going to be more prone to tipping, I think. But it feels like I have to push down just a little harder on the Gator. Let's get these about the same. This is not intended to be scientific in any way. Yeah, that's pretty close. I would say, let's try to get them all the way. The grip here, it feels like I don't have that tightened in right. All right, there we go. Now we'll go to their maximums, and you can see the difference here. And I think when I bought these, what I intended to do with the Gator was to mic a kick drum through the hole, and with the Samson, I wanted to use it for guitar cabinet, like this 412 here in front of me, and also snare drum, top snare drum mic. Don't really like clipping my mics to the snare shell. I'm okay with the toms a little more, but I prefer to have the, I'm going to have to get a strap wrench on this to really tighten these up. Maybe a spot of Loctite would do well. So that said, both of these mic stands appear to be capable of doing just exactly what I wanted them to do. So let's hang a condenser here off of the Samson and see how it works. We'll put the basket on here for one of my favorite condenser mics, Audio-Technica 4047. If you ever get a chance to use this mic, I'd highly recommend it. It's very versatile. Works in a wide variety of applications, both vocal, instrument. I really wish I had two of them. I think they would make a fantastic drum overhead. But I only have one, so, and this is a FET mic that is, okay, I'm going to have to roll this around once so I can get a better bite there. So, and this, about as low as we go here, and we can see if I go to mic up this cabinet and pull this in just a little bit, bring here, probably want to raise her up, get a little tilt, and I am just exactly where I would want to be with this microphone. So this feels very stable. It doesn't take up too much floor space, so we'll go ahead just for the time being, and so I'm gonna have to get some kind of a wrench on these as they attach to the base. So that's my biggest problem there. So we'll hang a 57 here on this, which I don't expect will be any problem. And then I think I'll take it over to the kit, and we'll try to, we'll hang a 52 off of it and see how that rolls. Kind of bounce her out here a little bit and put that 57 in there. Of course, never tighten that back down. And I would want that to be a little taller. So this might not be the best. I would really want this. I probably usually would prefer to mic the bottom speaker with the 57. So we'll roll her around here. This way. But I think that mic stand is proving to do just what I would want it to do in this case. So hopefully the overhead shot's coming out here and you can see how things are lined up. But so far so good. And right now I don't think I would prefer either one of these. So I will take just a moment to move locations here, and we will put this on a drum kit and see how we like it there. I'll be right back. All right, as promised, we're back here in front of a drum kit this time. One thing that I really thought to mention as I was moving these mic stands were really the bottoms of them. So you can see the Samson has got rubber feet, and they're fairly thick, if you can see that. So it doesn't feel like it wants to slide. It's very stable. And it looks like if I had to, if I wore these out, I could peel these feet off here. Of course, ubiquitous Made in China, right? So, but I could peel those feet off there and replace them with some good quality rubber. I think a little contact cement would probably make that better than new. The Gator, on the other hand, is built with this rubber gasket material. And if you can get a side view of that, you can see kind of how that's built. Of course, we know where that's made as well, right? So, this doesn't seem as thick. It's a little softer, and it seems like, so it's two-piece, it's split right here. I tried to pick it out. Seems like it's glued in there. So I think if I needed to replace this, and you know, these things scoot across stages and they scoot across floors a lot. Mic stands are really pretty abused, but I think if I had to replace this, the Gator, would be harder to do. So now, as you can see, I've got both these mic stands down to their lowest position, and they for the port that I have in the bass drum, neither one of these are going to work like really super well. So I think the Gator will be easier to maneuver, but we're going to hang that 52 right there off of that. I would say, having just handled them both, the 52 is not any heavier than the 4047, but we'll see. So, and we'll just spin this thing on here, and so we'll figure out what we can do. I'll show you my preferred way to mic a kick drum, and then we'll try to get it inside the shell a little bit. And I do find this to be a little bit fiddly. So, but I think we've got it locked on there good enough at this point. So those dual rings there, a little Leatherman or something like that, will make that pretty easy to deal with. And so we'll have to do this one upside down. But I think, now let's see, let's just extend this. So there's the 52 extended all the way out on that mic stand. Are you getting a good shot of that? Let's see, can you see that very well? So I'm having to tip that. When it gets here, it wants to go on over. So, but I would probably not ever set that mic stand up like that. So maybe just a little more, because you can always throw a sandbag on these things or a weight, but I think we're getting pretty close here. I like this. For the way that I would mic this kick drum, I think that we're looking pretty good here. I want to come up just a little bit. And that is exactly where I would mic that kick drum. So mic setup was pretty quick, pretty easy. This doesn't look like it's too wobbly. So pull that back off. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I could hang that 52 off there just as well, but I think I'm gonna hang the 4047 back off of this stand and show you my preferred miking and placement for kick drum. I'll take this 4047, get it in its basket here, which I have to tell you, I don't think is Audio-Technica's best design. I don't like these rubber bands, but it is what it is. So here we would have this mic stand. So really, when you think about mic stands, you really got to think about how well they work together as well, instead of just, can I get the one mic placement that I want? So overshoot that a little bit. And so that would be my front head mic. Why mess with a sub kick if you've got a FET condenser mic of this quality? I messed with sub kicks for a while, not my favorite. So this is how I would mic this kick drum, and I think this would do pretty well. A little bit of phase alignment here you got to work with. I also might try to pull this back a little bit, maybe to there. So I feel like I can't get that quite tight enough at this extension, but that's actually pretty stable. And with the tripod, with the triangle here, I'm not too worried about this going over. If it did, it would hit the drum. But so that's where I would start with this kit. But from there, let's pull this back off and see if we can get a snare mic set up with the 57 here, and so we can do a no touch. And this is a genuine Shure 57 clip, by the way. I do have the DMK mounts here, and I will mount the tom mics, the 57s, that way. However, for the snare drum, I just don't want it to touch. And so I think you get more flexibility. I'll see here. We pull this over and how we're gonna fit this into the system here. I feel like I want to go in here. I need to get this out. I want to raise. Get that good and flat on the floor, not touching anything else. I always try to put that foot forward a little bit. I can bring this back, up, and not exactly, I think I want it on the other side of that simple stand. There we go. Sometimes an inch can make all the difference in the world. And we're just over the lip of that rim right there, about 2 inches off. You see I've got my setup here for practice. So, and that is the preferred way that I would mic that snare on this kit. And this stands set up fairly quickly. I have no issues with its stability at all. So, what do I think about these things? Having not yet recorded with them, but having set them up, which one would I recommend? I think it depends. I think they both will do these applications just fine. Guitar cabinets, any kind of low miking. I would mic a double bass with either of these. Really anything. The general mics that we use in home studio, project studios are not going to be too heavy or too valuable to hang off of these mic stands. So I think they work well together. And so it really comes down to budget. I feel like the fit and finish on the Gator stand is probably a little better than the Samson. But the Samson actually has more extendability. It has a 2-piece boom instead of a 1-piece. and I think it just would be a little more flexible. I could probably could get this stand close. Well, certainly if I wanted to mic my reso heads on the rack toms, I could do them with either stand, but I could mic an under snare with this just fine. Could probably get this close to doing a hi-hat, although I'd probably use a regular boom stand for that. So $25 versus $38, I think really depends on how much money you have to spend. I think both of these mic stands will work in a home studio or a project studio just fine. Would even do some pro stage work with them and not have any problems. So I don't guess I have a winner here. I like both of these mic stands, and I'm glad I bought them both, and they will both certainly be used. If I had to buy, if I needed more of them, I would probably buy a couple more Samsons just because they're cheaper. So at the end of the day, price is king. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps you decide what you'd like to do and give you some insight. I know I always look at a lot of these videos before I make purchases on YouTube. So I'll link to these where I bought them at B&H, but you can find these everywhere for about the same price. And enjoy and happy recording. This is one of the first videos for my channel. I've got a lot of neat plans for this channel, for my Amplify channel, and we will work on some interesting things and do some interesting stuff here. So everyone take care and make music whenever you can.